Hello students, welcome again. In today's video we will discuss the types of error that is a part of our first unit of EMI. Okay, so we will discuss what is the absolute error, what is relative error, what is guaranteed accuracy or error or limiting error. We will explain these different type of error with help of some basic examples. So first of all we will discuss what is basically error. Okay, if we define error can be defined, error is the difference in delta A. Okay, A is a quantity that I would like to measure, delta A is change in measured and true value delta A. If I define error by delta A, then error is difference in the measured value and true value or actual value of the quantity. Okay, this is the measured value and this is the true value or actual value of the quantity that you are measuring. Okay, in some textbooks you can find out that error is defined as the difference between true minus measured value. So there is no need to get confused about error is either measured minus true or true minus measured. Basically in a general description we simply define the error as difference between the measured value that our instrument is reflecting to us and the true value of the quantity that we are aiming to measure. For an example, if you bought a 1 kg sugar, okay, you know that it should your weighing machine should reflect a 1 kg over the scale, and when you put this 1 kg of sugar over the weighing machine, you are measuring, or your weighing machine is reflecting 983 gram. Okay, so 983 gram will be the measured value. Okay, and true value is 1000 gram. Okay, so true value is 1000 gram, your machine is reflecting 983 gram, so error will be 983 minus 1000 or 1000 minus 983, but you are getting an error of 17 gram in the measurement. So you can say that your weighing machine is reflecting an error of 17 gram. Okay, so in general terms, a few textbooks also mention that error is true value minus measured value. To avoid this kind of confusion, we generally describe the error in plus minus sign. Okay, it shows that there is a gap between the measured and true value of the measuring quantity. It can be higher or lower of the mentioned value. When you are facing a competitive exam, then examiner will specifically mention that the true value is 1000 gram and machine measures 17 gram lower to the original value. What is the measured value? So it says it's a lower value, it reflects some value lower to the original, then you can have a minus and you can get the measured value. Similarly, when it says that the measured value is higher to the original value, you will simply add plus 17 to the original value and the measured value will be 1017 gram. So error can be plus 17 or minus 17. In a general description it will be mentioned in plus minus, and when one of the quantity is given and second quantity is being asked in the examination, the difference, either it's a lower side or it's the higher side, will be mentioned, so there is no scope of confusion to calculate the second quantity that you would like to find out with the given parameters. So I hope what is error is clear to you. Now in which types, different types we can categorize our error in the measuring unit. So in a very broad definition or broad classification, we subdivide types of error in absolute error and relative error. Okay, whenever you say your machine or your measuring unit is having the accuracy of plus minus 2 volt, plus minus 1 ampere, plus minus 13 gram. Okay, basically you are measuring any physical quantity or electrical quantity or mechanical quantity, whatever is the type of quantity you are measuring with your unit, error will be mentioned with the unit of the quantity. Okay, so in absolute error you will mention the error with the numerical value and unit. Error will be mentioned as plus minus 2 volt, plus minus 30 ohm, okay, plus minus 1 ampere, and the method to describe this error will be a measuring unit measures 250 ohm plus minus 5 ohm. Okay, so this is the measured value and this is the possibility of error. Error will be reflected in the unit, and this unit is same of the quantity that you are measuring with your instrument. So this is absolute error. Okay, this is simply change in measuring quantity. You are talking about simply change, possible change that can occur in the true value of your measured quantity. So if you are measuring 250 ohm and there is a chance of plus minus 5 ohm, then your true value can be 255 and 245 ohm. Okay, this can be anywhere in this range. This can be 252 ohm also. Okay, this is the possible range of error. Absolute error is a deviation, possible deviation from the reference value. Reference value can be measured value or true value. Okay, it can be that a 250 ohm true value is measured with the instrument that has a reflection of or deviation of plus minus 5 ohm. What will be the possibility that it is reflecting over the deflection system or at the scale? So at the if you are measuring 250 ohm with a machine that has deviation of plus minus 5 ohm, over the scale you can find out 255 to 245 ohm. If this is measured value, this will be the possibility of true value. If this is true value, if this is the possibility of measured value reflected by the measuring unit. So if this is given and error is given, you can calculate true value. If true value is given and error is mentioned, you can calculate the measured value. There is a lot of possibility to have a combination of different quantities, and for the students there is a lot of variety that can be asked in the competitive exam and in university exam. Error analysis and types of error is a very important topic, and whenever you are facing any kind of competitive exam, being an engineering student, it can be asked in any format, and you cannot say that this is out of syllabus. Either EMI is mentioned in your syllabus or not. These are basic qualities or basics of measurement that engineering field always goes through. So be prepared and practice a lot. Practice a lot of variety of problems, starting from the small one to the detailed one, because it consists of objective numericals as well as detailed subjective numericals if you are writing the mains or subjective in your university exam. So examiner has a large possibility to formulate a problem based on types of error. So this is a favorite topic from the examiner point of view, and you have to practice a lot. So after defining the error, first one will be absolute error, and this will be mentioned in unit with respect to the reference value. Okay. Second type comes the relative error. Okay. Relative error is basically mentioned in percentage. Okay. And when we are talking about the relative error, we are mentioning the deviation in the measuring quantity with respect to the base quantity. Okay. We will say this. If we are mentioning relative error in resistance, then we are talking about delta R by R. Change in resistance with respect to the base value of the resistance. This value can be maximum value, this value can be the measured value. This we will talk later on. But if you are mentioning the error in a ratio format, then this will be mentioned in the examination in percentage, and it is defined as a relative error. Okay, so relative error will not have any unit. This will be simply mentioned that a resistance has a value of 200 ohm plus minus 1% error. Okay, plus minus 1% deviation. When you decode the color coding over the resistance, you find out that its value is 200 ohm plus minus 1%. It means it can have a fluctuation of plus minus 1% of 200 ohm. Calculate the 1% of 200 ohm. This can be either measured value, this can be either true value. If this is true value, then they ask about the range of measured value. If this is the measured value, they can ask the range of true value that can be possibly happen or occur in the circuit. So when the relative error is given, first step, convert it in the absolute error, and after converting this in the absolute error, you can only calculate the range of readings or range of true values that possibly occur in the circuit. So 1% of 200 will be 2 ohm, 200 ohm plus minus 2 ohm. So there is a possibility in the reading, or reading can be, range of reading will be 190 ohm to 202 ohm. Okay, this is the largest possible range. Your reading can be in between this range. Your reading can be 201 ohm or it can be 199 ohm, but reading will not go outside this range. So relative error is always mentioned in percentage, and this percentage is calculated over some reference value. In this example, we are having 200 ohm plus minus 1%. The 1% of the 200 ohm, so we will calculate 1% of the 200, this is 2 ohm. Then we will represent this relative error in the absolute error. Then with the help of this absolute error, this is the possibility of the deviation, and we can calculate the range of resistance that will be applicable in the circuit. Okay, so a resistance that you consider of 200 ohm with this kind of error may reflect value 198 ohm to 202 ohm in the circuit, and accordingly there will be change in the current. There is a possibility of change in the current measured in the circuit. Also, if R is changing, there is a possibility of change in I. You will initially calculate the change, possibility of change and possibility of deviation, and have a margin for the measured value. Okay, so relative error always mentioned in percentage. Now relative error can be further subdivided in two types. One is guaranteed accuracy error, and in many textbooks or in many exams we find a term that is guaranteed error. Voltmeter that has a guaranteed error of plus minus 2% of FSD. Okay, so one will be the guaranteed error and second will be the limiting error. Okay, in general terms, it's the technical language will be a resistance with 200 ohm has a limiting error of plus minus 1%. It means we are mentioning the error with respect to the mentioned value. Okay, so what is the difference between guaranteed error and limiting error? For example, you are having a voltmeter that has the range in 0 to 10 volt. Okay, so in guaranteed error we will mention the error with respect to the full scale deflection. This reference value will be full scale deflection, means maximum value that is deflected by the measuring unit. This voltmeter has such kind of pointer, and here it will be 0, here it will be 10 volt. Okay, and pointer can be placed anywhere according to the measuring unit. And when you are mentioning guaranteed error, you will say this machine that is 0 to 10 volt has a guaranteed error of plus minus 2% of FSD. Okay, be careful. Guaranteed error is always mentioned with respect to the full scale deflection. It shows plus minus 2% of the full scale deflection, means maximum reading of the instrument. If you are having a weighing machine that can measure up to 200 kg, then possible error will be 1% of 200 2% of 200 or 5% of 200, whatever is mentioned by the manufacturer. This error is generally mentioned by the manufacturer and it will be mentioned in the catalog of the measuring unit when you are going to select or purchase a particular unit. So manufacturer will guarantee you about the error performance of the measuring unit, and it is based on the maximum reading. Okay, so this is the voltmeter that can measure up to 0 to 10 volt, but always you are not measuring 10 volt, only 10 volt with help of this voltmeter. Maybe you are measuring, you are using this voltmeter and your reading is 4 volt. Okay, if you mention the error with respect to the true value, then this error will be defined as the limiting error. Okay, so if I say a voltmeter, okay, a voltmeter reads 4 volt with limiting error of 4 volt with limiting error of plus minus 1%, it means I am talking that it can have a variation 1% of the 4 volt. So there will be a variation of 1 by 4 into 1%, 4 into 1 by 100. There is a possibility of changing 0.04 volt. Okay, so range of reading will be 4 volt plus minus 0.04. Okay, limiting error is mentioned with respect to the true value and it is generally mentioned by the user. User will mention that this is the true value, but there is a possibility of fluctuation. There is a possibility of limits. We are mentioning the possibility and the limits of the error that can occur during the measurement, and we will mention that I have measured 4 volt, but the true measured value may be 4 plus minus 0.04, that can be 3.96 to 4.04. So although I am measuring 4 volt, but the reading may be 3.96 to 4.04. Okay, so limiting error is mentioned over the true value, or in many cases you can find out with the measured value also. They can mention that the measured value is this, what is the value of true value, what is the reading for true value. You can calculate any of the missing quantity, and in this case if guaranteed error is plus minus 2 volt of FSD, means 2% of maximum value. In this case, if your voltmeter reads 4 volt, okay, and the mentioned error is plus minus 2% of FSD, it means error is 2% of maximum value, means error will be 2% of 10 volt. What will be the value of 0.2 volt? Whenever basically when students are facing the numerical problems on types of error, they always get confused between the limiting error, absolute error, and error, guaranteed error or FSD error. Do a small task. Whenever you get a term FSD means the error is always calculated with respect to the maximum possible value or full scale value of the measuring unit, and write down the fixed absolute error, guaranteed error that will occur at any kind of reading, at any value of reading you are measuring. Okay, so if you are finding plus minus 2% of FSD, write down plus minus 2% of FSD is 10 volt, so it is having an error of 0.2 volt, fixed error of 0.2 volt, whatever is the reading. If you are measuring 4 volt, then fixed error plus minus 2.2 volt will be there, and the range of reading will be 3.8 to 4.2. Okay, if you measure 1 volt with help of this instrument that has 2% of FSD, okay, if the measured quantity is 1 volt, there will be a fixed error, FSD, guaranteed. This error will be included in any point of the reading. Okay, so 1 volt plus minus 0.2 volt. The reading will be 0.8 volt to 1.2 volt. Okay, to To avoid a calculation mistake or to select a wrong answer, please do one thing and make it a habit. Whenever in a question there is a term error of full scale deflection, yeah, plus minus error of FSD, please do write the fixed error that will occur at this instrument and uncirculate over the language where you are writing the problem or you are solving the problem. Then whatever kind of options are being asked, you can give a proper reply. They can ask the range of reading, they can ask the limiting error at different reading stages, so you can solve this accordingly. In guaranteed error with FSD, there will be a fixed absolute error. This is again one step more calculation done by the students. First we will calculate the absolute fixed error. Fixed absolute error, in this they are mentioned, the error is mentioned in the quantity. They are saying 50 ohm plus minus 2 volt. The second language is 100 volt plus minus 2%. First convert this 100 ohm plus minus 2% as 100 volt plus minus 2 volt, 2% of 100. Convert this, keep it, convert the FSD to absolute, keep it aside, and then read the numerical problem thoroughly, and what are the problems, statements are there, you can attempt it in a step-by-step manner. In case of FSD, you can conclude that it has the lowest error at the maximum reading, and as you move toward the lower reading, your limiting error at the present value or true value will be increased, and simply there is a relation, how many times you have decreased the reading, same multiplication factor will be applied at the limiting error. Error is 10 times, reading is 1/10, error is 10 times, reading is half, error is twice of the lowest value. So this is a smart trick that I came across when I solved the same kind of multiple numericals based on FSD. So I would like to share this with you, so you can attempt in a smart manner and you can score high. So this is all about the different types of errors, and we have discussed with different cases how the numerical statement can be formed, and in our upcoming video we will discuss some more examples so that you can have a very clear understanding and a confidence how you will attempt different numerical based on the error analysis or types of error. Keep learning, keep watching. Thank you.